When people talk about military superpowers, the conversation usually jumps straight to the obvious giants: the United States, China, maybe Russia. But there's a quieter force that doesn't rely on chest thumping or viral parades, a country that rarely shouts but almost always shows up prepared: the United Kingdom. It's aiming to be one of the most effective, most integrated, and most strategically dangerous forces in the world. And in modern warfare, that combination matters more than raw size. While others focus on numbers, the UK focuses on reach, readiness, and relevance. This isn't nostalgia for Empire or Cold War muscle memory. This is a deliberately rebuilt military, tuned for a world defined by drones, cyber war, contested seas, and alliances that decide wars before the first shot is fired. So, how powerful is the UK's military in 2026? Let's break it down. By 2026, the UK is firmly among the world's top military spenders, with defense funding pushing toward 2.5% of GDP and climbing. But what makes Britain's spending dangerous isn't how much it spends, it's how it spends. Instead of chasing massive troop numbers or endless tank fleets, Britain invests in force multipliers, systems that make every ship, aircraft, and unit deadlier when combined. Artificial intelligence, cyber warfare, space surveillance, long-range precision weapons, and electronic warfare dominate procurement priorities. The goal isn't to fight yesterday's wars better, it's to make future wars unfair. At the core of British military power sits one of the world's most reliable nuclear deterrents. The UK remains one of only 2 European nations with nuclear weapons, and unlike flashy missile tests, Britain's deterrent is built around something more unsettling: silence. Its ballistic missile submarines operate continuously, unseen, ensuring that any attack on the UK would trigger consequences no enemy could escape. New Dreadnought-class submarines extend that guarantee well into the future with quieter propulsion, stronger defenses, and upgraded command systems. Alongside them, Britain's nuclear-powered attack submarines are among the most respected in the world, hunting enemy vessels, protecting trade routes, and controlling choke points like the North Atlantic and Arctic approaches. Britain's Royal Navy punches far above its size because it doesn't think in coastlines, it thinks in oceans. By 2026, the UK operates 2 massive aircraft carriers capable of projecting air power anywhere on the planet. These aren't symbolic ships. They deploy 5th-generation stealth fighters, operate alongside allied navies, and function as mobile air bases that rewrite geography overnight. Escorting them are advanced destroyers built for missile defense and frigates designed to hunt submarines in some of the most hostile waters on Earth. Add global bases from the Middle East to the South Atlantic, and the UK maintains something rare: persistent global naval presence. Britain doesn't wait for crises to arrive, it positions itself where crises begin. The Royal Air Force in 2026 is less about dogfights and more about decision dominance. Modern British air power revolves around stealth aircraft, advanced sensors, airborne early warning, refueling tankers, electronic warfare, and space-based intelligence. Fighters don't just attack. They coordinate, jam, deceive, and control. The RAF's mix of advanced multi-role jets and stealth aircraft allows Britain to operate from land bases or aircraft carriers, giving it flexibility few nations possess. Add long-range surveillance aircraft and maritime patrol planes, and the UK controls the airspace, seas, and information layers simultaneously. In modern war, whoever sees first usually wins. Britain sees early and shares fast. The British Army of 2026 isn't built around mass formations. It's built around speed, precision, and adaptability. Heavy armor still exists, upgraded for survivability and lethality, but the real transformation lies in drones, long-range fires, electronic warfare, and rapid deployment units. British forces are optimized to deploy within days, not months, and to fight alongside allies without friction. Elite formations like airborne units, commandos, and special forces remain central to Britain's military identity. These units specialize in disruption, raids, training partners, and operating in environments where conventional forces struggle. The result is an army that may be smaller on paper, but far harder to counter in practice. Some of Britain's most powerful weapons never make headlines. By 2026, the UK is a top-tier cyber power, capable of defending its networks while actively disrupting those of adversaries. Cyber operations now sit alongside conventional planning, shaping battlefields before troops move and missiles launch. In space, British satellites provide communications, intelligence, and early warning, tightly integrated with allies. Losing space access can cripple a modern military, and Britain has built redundancy and resilience into its systems. The battlefield no longer starts at the border. It starts in code, signals, and orbit. Britain's greatest military advantage may not be what it owns, but who it fights with. The UK sits at the heart of NATO, leads multinational formations in Europe, shares intelligence through elite networks, and maintains deep defense ties across the Indo-Pacific, Middle East, and Commonwealth. British forces are often chosen to lead coalition missions not because they are the largest, but because they are trusted, experienced, and interoperable. That reputation turns Britain into a military amplifier. When it moves, others follow. In a world of alliances, credibility is a weapon. Britain has earned it. Technology matters, numbers matter, but experience matters more. British forces have spent decades operating in real conflicts: deserts, mountains, cities, seas, and skies. They've adapted to insurgency, peer competition, hybrid warfare, and rapid response missions. That experience shapes doctrine, training, and leadership. British officers don't just study war, they've lived it. And that institutional memory shows up when things go wrong and decisions must be made fast. The UK's military in 2026 isn't designed to dominate the world alone. It's designed to tip the balance, to deter aggression, stabilize regions, and deliver decisive force when required. It combines nuclear deterrence, global reach, elite professionalism, cyber dominance, and alliance leadership into a package that few nations can match. It doesn't rely on intimidation, it relies on capability. Britain may not shout the loudest, but when crises erupt, it's usually already there, calm, prepared, and plugged into every layer of modern warfare. And that makes the UK's military in 2026 not just powerful, but dangerously effective. Because in today's world, the most powerful forces aren't the ones that brag. They're the ones that arrive first and leave last.